you. Next we have Neda Samia is going to speak about Palestine and xenophobia.
Hi everyone, thank you so much for having me. Thank you to all the speakers.
Step over Another step.
Thank you to all the speakers that came before me. My name is Neda. I'm so grateful for this opportunity to speak to you all today about the Palestinian struggle on this beautiful sunny day. I haven't done a talk like this in a long time and was honored that I was asked to speak for this event today. The way I see it, everyone and everything is connected. This is why it comes to no surprise to me that lemon trees, which can grow in nearly any soil, used to grow on my grandmother's family orchard in Yaffa, Palestine. Nearly 70 years after the Nakba, or catastrophe, that forced my people to flee their land, Palestinian refugees and their descendants have spread their roots in nearly all corners of the globe, and like the lemon tree, have remained resilient and persisted in their fight for freedom and their right to return. As a Palestinian, I was taught at an early age about colonization and state oppression, not through the news or textbooks, but through my family's personal history. My grandparents fled Yaffa, a thriving port city on the coastal strip of the Mediterranean during the Nakba during the spring of 1948. My maternal grandmother was 18 and remembers it well. I grew up hearing her vivid descriptions of the events leading to our family's departure. The leaflets dropped from planes warning inhabitants of the coming violence, the thunderous bombing sending families scampering to safety, the gruesome and bloody street scenes in the immediate aftermath, and of course, the mass exodus of hundreds of thousands of newly created Palestinian refugees. My grandmother's family was one of the lucky ones. Even though their homes and orchards were stolen, they were able to safely travel to Syria. But many families were not that fortunate. Thousands were made to endure the razing of their villages, their farmlands, and their livelihoods. Survivors were forced into rickety refugee camps both within the newly created nation of Israel and in neighboring Middle Eastern countries. Descendants of this violence still fight on today in Gaza and elsewhere, steadfastly insisting on their humanity. My grandparents ended up settling in Kuwait, where they never let go of the stubborn hope of one day returning home to Palestine. Once we immigrated to the United States, I was influenced by my family's connection to other people who experienced state-sponsored oppression. For example, when I was only 9 years old, my mom made me watch the TV series inspired by Alex Haley's Roots about the capture and enslavement of Africans at a young age to emphasize the Black struggle. Also, my grandmother often pointed out stereotypical representations of Native Americans to me on TV, saying, "Of course they're fighting back. This is all their land." Like the fibrous roots that sprout and spread from the lemon tree, our history, struggle, and fight for freedom is connected and relies on each connective tissue for support. Across generations, Palestinians continue to resist and imagine, and we will not wait for permission to narrate our own stories in our own words. We resist by existing in full bloom. We must continue to work for the freedom of all people, no matter how bleak, no matter how thorny, because another's deferred justice becomes our deferred joy. As Martin Luther King said, injustice anywhere is a threat to justice everywhere. Thank you, and free Palestine.